Well, this is definitely a change from the workshop, no doubt, huh? You can kind of see winter in full bloom here out on the point right now, not too far from the workshop. And this is a causeway that goes about a half a mile into the Bay of Green Bay. And I thought, you know what? This would be a perfect place to do a premiere video, as I've set up a couple of sewing machines out here. And you may be able to hear in the background, maybe not, but I actually have my car out here idling. And it's because that's my source of power. I'm going to come off the tripod and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I just got a hold of a really neat little device. It's called a power inverter. And this particular one goes up to 750 watts. And this is the device over here running right here. It's got two little cables that connect to your battery. The car doesn't even have to be running. It puts out that much juice. And I'm able to power up to 3 sewing machines running at full power simultaneously with this device. And that's even with the drop-off from running it through a 50-foot extension cable that feeds these 3 machines here right now. So it's, even though it's warmer out today by Wisconsin standards, it's still pretty chilly. So I'm gonna see if I can do what I came out here to do before I get too chilly. So on the end we have a PFAFF, obviously. Then we've got a Singer 404, which is a straight stitch only machine. And I'm going to kind of walk in front of the camera. I've got the sun kind of in my eyes, so I won't be able to see a whole lot. But I'm going to power up the PFAFF first and just show you, this is ultimately coming off the grid. We've done hand cranks, we've talked about treadles before, but here we're powering a PFAFF. And now we can power a Singer if we want. Or we can do both at the same time. This, in my opinion, is the ultimate in coming off the grid when it comes to being able to take this inverter pretty much anywhere you want to go, and you're able to do some pretty crazy sewing. Again, it'll power up to 3 sewing machines simultaneously. This one over here is going to be a Husqvarna Type 21, which, as you probably know, has a 1.5 amp motor. And I'm going to do a stitch off through 2 layers of heavy grade leather. At least I'm going to try to do that. Bring my needle up. I kind of bring my needle down anytime I'm going to be transporting machines. I'll do a single layer to start. And hopefully I have everything plugged in correctly. So here's a single layer with this Husqvarna Type 21. Again, 1.5 amps. Here we go. And this machine is not happy being out in this temperature, let me tell you. So I'm going to show you, I'll show you now because I'm going to be sewing over this again. But these are some drop dead gorgeous stitches. I'll kind of zoom in on them as best as I'm able out here with the sun kind of bleaching in behind me and everything. Matter of fact, maybe I'll come off the tripod and that way I can, which way am I going? All right, I'm going to come out here and I'll kind of get closer to these so you can see them in the shot. So this is the one we just sewed off. You can see that's our top stitch right there. Absolutely spectacular and spot on in every way. And then we've got our lock stitch on the back. Again, this is all sewing with a car battery We have no other source of electricity out here, and this is protected full grain leather. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can put this back on the tripod, and then we'll go ahead and do second sew off with 2 layers of this. Again, this Husqvarna motor is getting really cold, so I may have to give it a little bit of a hand start so we can get it done. And I'll zoom in on the presser foot at the same time. Hopefully my camera doesn't drift too much. It's real windy out here too. I don't know if you can hear that or not. So here goes 2 layers of protected full grain leather. My hands are actually getting cold. It's really chilly out here, folks. Okay, so that's our single layer on top that I already did. I'm going to get it into position, and then I'll go ahead and see if I can zip off on this as well. And again, getting some real cold temperatures out here, so we'll see how well this goes. Well, that went a lot smoother than I actually thought. That went really well. Beautiful launch on that, and again, we're only dealing with the power from the inverter through the car battery. So I'm going to see if I can show you these as well before my camera battery probably dies. It is really chilly out here. Let's see if I can go over there. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm down to 1 bar, and I actually charged this thing before I came out. So let's see, on the bottom is the 2 layers that we just did. I'll kind of go across that first. You can see stitch quality that is absolutely spectacular. That's the top row right there that we did first through the single layer. And if I flip it over, you can see that 2 layers that we did with that lock stitch coming through on the bottom. And I can't pull it back because my hands are literally frozen. It's only about 35 degrees out here today, but it's a perfect day. It's a perfect day to do something like this. So 2 layers of protected full grain leather. You're not going to be able to see it real well probably in this lighting, but you can kind of see it from the edge there. And again, between running these 2 machines simultaneously, the PFAFF Hobby 1016, which has a 0.7 amp motor, and then the Singer 404 that has a 0.54 amp motor, 0.6, you might as well say 0.6, and then the Husqvarna Type 21 that has that 1.5 amp Swedish motor. We could literally run all 3 of these machines off of this one inverter, off of the car battery, and get the job done. So you now have, a new solution for going off the grid. Kind of see my foot control down there on the ground. You can actually get yourself an inverter like this. Again, this one is a real big boy. They certainly make them bigger than this, 750 watts. And you can see right now it's actually tracking the amperage as it's running. Right now it's saying 142 volts, which is pretty miraculous. Coming off of a 12 volt battery, we're generating almost 150 volts that any of these sewing machines can go ahead and draw on. As we're out here in this super cold climate, you can see all the ice and the snow out there on the bay, and still we're able to deliver that consistent power to these really amazing sewing machines. And I think it's kind of cool. We've got a Swedish machine, we have a German machine, and we have an American machine represented here. So I don't know if I'm in the shot or not. I can't even see. I've got the sun right in my eyes. But thanks for coming out here today and joining me for this really outrageous getting off the grid with a Husqvarna Viking Type 21. this PFAFF, and then also this Singer 404. So God bless. Watch for other very interesting videos like this as you continue to tell others about what we do on this exciting channel as well. Okay? God bless.